Welcome, my fellow creators, my fellow musicians. Today we're going to debate extremely aggressively. I'm here to debate that AI is ruining music. AI is doing all the terrible things that people have alleged. And we're going to debate pros and cons. When you think about it, AI is a disruptor. It's disrupting people's salaries or people's livelihoods. If a number of companies are wiped out as a result of AI, that could be pretty bad. I feel sorry for the record labels. The record labels, bad things are going to happen. Bad things are going to happen, my friends. I also feel very badly for the studios because I have a lot of friends in studios. Studios were already going downhill. With AI, multiply that. And you can ask yourself, is it really the fault of AI? Or can we just stop blaming Pro Tools? Or maybe we should rewind a little bit and blame Tascam or blame ADAT. You see, we can go down the rabbit trail of blame, but it doesn't negate what is happening today. Let me jump in. I want to show you a few thoughts. I don't mean to take too much of your time, but we are so used to hearing the for AI view. And today, I just want to spend time as the advocate against AI today. I'm just going to put on my anti-AI hat. And if I put my anti-AI hat on, I don't even need to go too far. It's all over the web. Someone said, wild how the loudest people hating on AI music are the same ones who haven't dropped a single track anyone remembers. Ouch, that's painful. If Suno is ruining music, why is it exposing more creativity than half the folks complaining? I need you to drop me a comment. I'm not here to talk about my point of view only. I want to know what you are thinking. If you truly are fired up by the statement that says AI is ruining music, for or against, I need you to drop me a comment in the chat and let's continue this conversation. For those of you who are members, if you want to engage in live debate with me, because I'm wearing the black hat of the advocate against AI today, you're going to have to convince me AI isn't ruining music, because right now I'm believing it is. I'm Mr. Negative today, right, against AI. So I want you AI creatives, or put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. I see our friend Mystic Aurora Fireside chatted in. Good to see you on here. And oh, I see. Okay, I'm sorry to hear that. Wishing you a speedy recovery. Yeah, no problem at all. I'm glad that you're on. Thank you for joining. Okay, our friend PGV23. Hello from Portugal. Hello. Good to see you on here. What do you think about artificial intelligence and how it is affecting music? I think it's negative, and I need you to convince me that it's not, okay? That is my job for today. But taking a look at what I showed you on social, I went to Facebook and I just started searching for different commentaries, something other than mine. Someone said, I'm the same ones using AI algorithms to listen to music. People think I struggled, so your success means nothing if you don't take the same path. That's a fair statement. Someone said, they're just sad they can't make music as good as AI. Look, I have to share a funny story with you folks. You know, it's a very small world in this realm of AI. Can you folks hear me okay? Chat into me. Let me know if you can hear me okay, because I'm not sure if you can hear the sound of my voice all right. Can you hear the sound of my voice all right? Hey, Phoenix, how you do? Phoenix, you got to come on and debate with me, man. Can you come on and debate with me? I just Just rope anyone in who wants to be part of the conversation. If you want to be part of the conversation, just can you? Can you be part of the conversation? Because I'll call you so that you can debate with me. Although they won't be able to see you, but they will be able to hear you. Mystic or Phi-Side. Okay, awesome. Let me get ready for that call, and we'll be rocking and rolling in just a second. But I wanted to read what our friend Mystic Aurora said in the chat. Oops, I just closed it by accident. I gotta go look for it again. Give me a second. Yeah, so Phoenix, I'm looking forward to this debate because today I am Mr. Against AI. So your job is to convince everyone that AI is not ruining music. I think it is. I think it's eating all the food of the poor, hardworking musicians. Mr. Corifiside said AI has helped out a lot of people that have lost the ability to create music and helps people with disabilities. That's a very good point. That is something that we don't talk about enough, because I think the moment you hear about AI, or the moment a certain camp hears about AI, they immediately think about all the negative stuff. So Phoenix, stay tuned. I'm gonna give you a jingle in the next few seconds, and yeah, they'll be able to hear you. They won't be able to see you though. But this will be a very good conversation. So anyway, I wanted to tell you a funny story. Oh dear, because on this channel we have all sorts of commenters. So there's this commenter who is very, very strongly against AI. And I decided to check out, okay, what is this individual about? And on listening to the first few lines of his music, I realized that what Beatology was saying, when Beatology came on the call a few months ago, I think you were there as well, Phoenix. He said a lot of people they're deceived thinking that their stuff is good. Their stuff isn't even half as good as what AI does, and that's why a lot of people are mad. And I just remembered what he said, and it's true. A lot of people are not happy because AI is busting their chops. And, instead of learning it and then bringing their little creativity, whatever it is they can offer, bring it to the table and let AI amplify it. But no, they're not doing that. Instead, it's war and all sorts. But anyway, I'm that guy today. So Phoenix, I'm going to give you a jingle in a few seconds. And I'll turn down the music here so that people can hear you all right. All right, Phoenix. I'm good, man. It's good to be speaking to you. Do you want to go ahead and mute your?
Okay, I got you.
Because I can hear that guy, aka Phil. I can hear him in the background. Oh dear. Oh, I just saw you sent me a message,
Okay.
man. I've been kind of out of commission on this one.
Can you hear me now?
I hear you, but I'm hearing that Phil guy in the background.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I got to turn that down. All right, I got it now. Okay, I got you. Sorry about that.
No problem, man. that character called Phil. So how's it going, man? How's the book? How's the operations, the music operations, the tattoo business? Everything going good?
It's good. It's going good. The tattoo business has been picking up. It's that time of year where it gets busy. The book's
Nice.
doing well. It's on Amazon and Kindle.
Very good.
And
Very good. I see the channels picking up as well, getting some numbers.
yes, it is. It's picking up. Also seeing that you had a new book come out.
Absolutely. Yeah, I decided so. I was on a flight, a very long flight, and I decided, I better put these ideas down because, I have quite a number of philosophies about melody, harmony, and rhythm. And I thought, let me put them down and give people a little taste of that because I have other books on my Ko-fi page, but nothing about Suno. So it came quite timely, though, because Suno at the beginning of the year, they reached out and I said, okay, well, this is a perfect time because I've been thinking about documenting your crazy tool, your beast. Suno is a beast. But anyway, I digress.
Right on.
I digress.
Right on.
But thanks for taking the offer, Phoenix. So I'm the negative guy from the general public that thinks Suno, Producer AI, all of them. There's not one of them that is without sin. They're all terrible. They're killing the music business. They're giving laymen tools, dangerous tools. You're giving babies power tools, and they have no idea about music. They've not been for music education. They can't tell a B flat from a C sharp. They should be stopped. What do you have to say about that?
Well, I say not at all. Like I said, my situation, I was in an accident that was life-changing, and I still can't pick up a guitar. Guitar's too heavy right now. And, but I have all these, tracks with all these guitar parts that I did before my accident, and it's let me, AI's let me finish things. Otherwise, that they would never be undone. They'd be songs never completed. It's opened up a whole new door. And then not to mention the old songs, then giving them a new idea, new life. Just like your albums that you did in the past. I know I'm supposed to be negative against you about it, but you said it well when you showed us what you did. You did a great job on that.
Thank you, my brother. Appreciate it. Yeah, you come against me with something I can't refute. It's true.
That's my reason, plain and simple. My reason, and before that, it was just like, like I told you in the beginning. It's like back when, I heard about Suno when they first came out. I checked it out, and then I heard, I was like, okay, this is cool, but it wasn't cool. I was trying to take the MIDI back then, and it wasn't workable at all. But I thought it was really cool how they were doing the stem separations. You could, at first you could upload your song and it would bust it up, and you can take what you wanted to take from it.
Right.
And I was like, oh, I got that idea. That's cool. But then it wasn't there yet. Then when I seen Timberland, I was just like, this is a no-brainer. It's like, it's over. If I don't learn this, it's over. You know what I mean?
And
it's
honestly,
like we all been in the business the same amount of time, around the same amount of time.
That's true.
And if we don't evolve with it, it's going to evolve past us.
That's true.
Because I know more than 50 name artists that I cannot say what their names are, major, that everybody's already listened to on the radio. And they did, you know what I mean? They pushed that button.
They drank the Kool-Aid. They did it.
They sure did. And they want to hold off and lie about it. Well, it's not really lying about it. Who cares? It's not what the tool that you used to get here. It's, did you get the job done? And is it like a tattoo? Is your tattoo look like it was done in prison or a jailhouse with toothpaste and styrofoam cup? Or does it look like a professional sat down and gave you a piece of artwork? The same way to look about it. It's not how I got there. I used a professional tool and I did a beautiful tattoo. And the same with writing a song. It started off with my guitar, my lyrics into this microphone sitting right next to me. And that rolling in there, and my SP16, my live sampler. Dude, I thought I was already making miracles happen. And then when Suno, and I was like, oh, when I look at my hardware, dude, out of my SP16, I got 8 outputs going out of that thing.
Wow.
And then you already know the tech specs of what it can do. and it's just like Suno, and it's like Suno. I'm realizing my Suno. I open up Suno in the control room. It's already connected automatically. I didn't have to wire anything or whatever. I could plug right into my inputs right there in the rack, and it's automatically going in. It's already ready to rock and roll. I just push a button. I push a button and input what I got, and I'm already telling you, I'm already a badass guitar player.
For real.
I'm sponsored. I have endorsements and all that for many years, and and my good friends, they're the best in the world.
For sure.
So, and like I says with Suno, no man, my friends got a problem now because they're about to hear some tracks. You know what I mean? And but no, it's how we do it, and then it's unbelievable about Suno and then the studio.
Oh yeah.
Because like I said, it's already like I said, I walk in, I power up my studio, and all I got to do is just upload it right off. Right, I still can't believe what I'm doing is right out of Safari. Oh my God,
Crazy.
Never thought I'd be able to.
It's wild, bro.
And
it's wild.
It's just like you can never really email yourself for your phone a quality MP3 back in the day.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And much less hear it through a browser.
It's sick.
I'm accessing a studio. Hey, I'm just waiting for the integration where I got my Raven touch screens that I could just touch those imaginary faders right there through the browser window. That's a matter of time.
Yeah.
If anybody could do that, Stephen Slate can make that happen.
Good points. Very good points. You're almost beginning to convince me that maybe AI isn't ruining music for everyone, but it is ruining music for some. Do you agree that it's ruining for at least some people? For some, it's like a blessing, but for some, do you agree like it's a curse? No matter what they do, they're jinxed, they're hosed.
Listen, only for the people with no talent, and only for the people who's thinking they're using ChatGPT to get their lyrics. You know what I mean? If you want other people, you got to bring talent to the table to use this tool to take it to another level. Because 100%. You put in garbage, it puts it out. This ain't Skynet, and you got the Terminator coming, and it's ready to take over the world. I'm sorry, it's not going to take over anything unless somebody's on that other interface controlling it. Like I told you before, all AI is the same. It's all connected.
That's true. And they can identify each other, which is even crazier.
They sure can. And communicate.
That's true. Yeah.
So, and it needs the input. It needs to be told what to do. It's like I told you before, it's a toddler. I'm dealing with a 3-year-old when I'm working with it. And it's just like, you've got to teach it. It does learn, but it still can't execute by itself.
True. Without
being told how to do it and what to do it with.
That's true. All right.
So right there's your human input.
You're right. Now, you know, Phoenix, that in this industry, you got one henchman and everyone's feeding off that henchman. So let's say I'm feeding off, let's say you're the artist, I work for the label, you're bringing in the big dough, of course, you're getting your cut, but my livelihood relies on you being successful out there. What do you have to say to someone like me? I can't sing, I can't play. I'm the PR guy or the marketing guy or the admin guy or the roadie. Now, when people like that say AI music is ruining their livelihood, what would you say to someone like that?
Well, it's I'm going to start sounding like I'm repeating myself, but I'm going to say, hey, you heard what Phoenix just said? It's like, I'm already on top of the world. You're not going to take it from me. I'm about to take this to the next level. Our only competition is the talent, people who have talent we work with, and how creative we can get. Whoever's the most creative wins.
Brilliant point.
And that's if there is a winner situation, but we all win because we're all get Everybody, no matter if it's just you or me or 5 or 10 of us. It's like, look at how many songs we was able to bring to life we thought that was gone forever. And that ain't even putting in, hey, I want to, you know what I mean, I'm going to do this. No, this is what I tried to do, and for some reason, it couldn't take to the next level. That's Technology is here. The tool is here for us to complete our jobs. We all came here for a mission, whether you know what your mission is in the fullest or not. But this is just part of the step to get there. You know what I mean? I think there should be other focuses, what people should be focused on about this AI than what they're talking about, which is it's garbage and it's total make-believe crap about them. Hey, we scraped this. How about everybody's cell phone scraping their brains? The government's been doing this and taking our stuff ever since the phones have been around. They're still doing it every day. Nobody's stopping them. Nobody's saying anything. And the majors, they've been controlling with their hand on everybody's career and livelihood since the first record deal.
That's a good
Nobody
point.
makes money in their business unless they say so. And if they don't want you in the business, they take you out.
That's
now
true.
right now with this tool, there's too many of us. You can't take us all out. You know what I mean? You're either going to they're either buying into these companies to shut us down, which that's not going to shut us down before we have our own thing created. That's not going to happen.
That's a brilliant point. Yeah.
So they need to sign on so they can control the artists they got. But at the same time, the artists that they got, I'd be saying, hey guys, we need to negotiate this contract. Yeah, you have this, but we all really know it's all horse shit that it was made. Excuse me, that it was made with my stuff. You know what I mean? But let's go ahead and get this and give me whatever royalties, and you can pay me, and I'll go along with this because I'm gonna use this technology too and give you a hit song. That's where it's gonna be. I'm sorry, somebody. Did you just try to call or
no?
Oh, sorry.
Not me.
Something came in on my end. I'm
sorry I see. Yeah, Phoenix, you're bringing up some really great points. I appreciate that. You haven't addressed the piece where, it's destroying livelihoods of the people that are affiliated with you. But you bring up a good point. You got to be creative. Creativity has got to be the name of the game. If you're not being creative, you're going to be on the sidelines. I just posted a short of Zania Monet's creator, and she was talking about how she did what she did. She doesn't have 10 heads. She doesn't have a degree in AI prompting. She simply went to Suno.
I'm glad she did. And what I hope she's doing is still using it.
Yeah.
Because that was in the beginning. Man. Imagine if she used V5 with her creation. Because her creation came out before V5.
You bring out a very good idea. And honestly, there are a lot of people that are not into the tech behind Suno. There are different levels of use of Suno. So your level of use of Suno is really phenomenal because the singing, you can hear your voice in it, right? It's you didn't go choose a voice that is, not your voice. You use your voice. And then at the end of the day, the guitar playing is clean. It's creative. It's, it's not like one of these stock piled guitar licks that you just throw in thoughtlessly. It's very well crafted. And then the cadence of the ingredients, which is why I kept telling people, go look for your book. If you can put your book in the chat, or you could just put the name at least, if it allows you, please go ahead and do that so people who are looking to be more creative, better users of the tool can do that. But what are some of the things that you have heard out there have you heard anything from colleagues and, people from I probably shouldn't, the band, your cousin's band and his band members. I don't know if you've had these conversations, if you've gone that far. Have you? Have they come at you with stuff?
I'm sorry, I was typing when you were saying that. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was asking if, the DL band people, without mentioning their names, your cousin's band, if they've come at you with your new stuff. Have they come at you?
No, everybody's cool on those levels.
Ah.
It's, like I said, I'm seeing the people online and the hip hop people, some of the hip hop people,
Mm.
but hey, let's get real. You know what I mean? Some of the beat guys, but who's been able to really sell a beat in I don't know how many years?
Exactly.
I'm sure
Exactly the
I
point.
haven't. It's
It.
been more than 8 years for me, dude.
Yep. It's smoke and
And it's
mirrors.
like I gave up on it. It's like it's trying to sell someone life insurance.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's not an easy sell right now.
That's right. Hey, Sound of Joy, our buddy Sound of Joy just joined. Someone has to pay the light bill so AI can work. The automobile
Mm-hmm.
ruined the horse and buggy business, he said. If you can't beat or sue them, then you buy them. Isn't that true? Isn't that a
That's
that's a very correct business? By the way, Sound of Joy, I love the videos you've been putting out, man. I love the ingenious use of, I don't know how you're doing it, but I'm hearing those harmonies in the voices and you're playing along with those voices. And I'm like, I wonder how he's doing it. I don't know, but it sure sounds good. So more power to you, man. Keep doing it. And I see people are lapping it all up. They're loving it. So keep doing what you're doing. But you're very correct. It's just that today I'm wearing the aggressor hat. I'm like not for AI today. I'm trying to put myself, in a position that a lot of our listeners, some of our listeners just come and say, yeah, that Phil guy thinks he knows everything. He's wrong. AI is ruining the music business, and if he can't see it, then he's just too narrow-minded to see it. So I'm wearing your hat. Those of you who've been coming at the channel saying, "Oh, AI music is just dumb. It's stealing. It's theft. It's putting people out of business." So I have a little article here, Phoenix, and maybe you could just track with me on the call. It says the integration of artificial intelligence into music creation, production, and distribution has sparked one of the most heated debates in creative industries. To be honest, it's broken up families. There's
yeah.
a family member of mine, and whenever we're together, we are always in debate about AI, and it doesn't even stop at music. It like covers a whole gamut of things, and I have to bring some sensibility to. Well, it's actually good in this area, that area, but it's always a very heated debate. So in this document, what I've done is compile the forces for and against. So let me give you a few stats here. 60% of musicians already use AI in some capacity. 97% of listeners cannot distinguish AI generated music from human, as I also did my own survey, and most people came clean and said, Phil, we can't tell. And then one of the listeners said, Phil, it's really the signal level and it's really the nature of the waveform. It's not in whether the music sounds good or not. And that was a very good contribution. 40% of artists view AI positively, while 47.9% remain neutral. Songs are released daily, and we've got too many songs released daily, like 100 to 150,000. AI is predicted to claim 50% of the music industry market by 2030. So the forces against, I'll just read them real quick. Number one, loss of authenticity and human emotion. Now, this argument, I really cannot honestly say it's void of emotion, because emotion is in the mind of the person listening. Someone could hear a dog barking and get emotional because it brings back memories of the dog they had that is not with them anymore. So as far as human emotion is
Right.
concerned, it's very complicated, and then they
But
may hear your music and they may feel absolutely empowered, elated, and pumped. And you're like, he just played
exactly.
two chords. What's wrong with you? You know what I mean? The other argument is what I just covered: the threat to musicians' livelihoods. Do you want to counter that, Phoenix? Because except you are right up there in the top 10, 20%, it drops very radically, and the musicians outside of that 20% bracket, they're not making a whole lot of money, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, they're not making it from putting out records. They're making it from being on the road and doing shows, and a lot of shows, and a lot.
Right.
They got to do a ton of concerts. So the argument that it's taking livelihoods, I want to push back on that. Once you're out of that top tier bracket, that is getting millions and almost billions of views, of streams, what's the argument that it's stealing your livelihood? Go out, you can still, like your plans for DJ Goldfinger, right? You're going to
Yeah.
make a ton once you launch that project. And
Mm-hmm.
AI is only going to help you, right? To
Oh,
have your music and perform your music and tell the story of your music. Yeah.
yeah. Right.
So we can shoot that one down. And then people talk about copyright chaos and ethical violations. It has always existed.
Yeah.
Sting was in the news last year, still in the news. I think he gave his bandmate some. I feel sorry for
Yeah.
the guy. He gave his bandmate some additional monies, and I'm not sure whether they're happy, whether that appeases them, or they have such a strange relationship, Sting and his people. Very, very strange
Yeah.
relationship. All right, we got another chat in. Olstank Note, thank you for joining. Any tool that will allow you to get the vision in your head into a form the listener can hear is a good tool. Okay. That's a good way of looking at it, for sure. Let's see what else we missed. Mystic Oral Fireside said, for example, I hear the gospel. In 1 second. I hear the gospel singers. They all sound identical, just like some of the older singers. They still sound the same as they did. Everybody that's in genre sound identical. You're very correct. There's some similarities without going into some of the specific artists that come to mind, but you're correct. And there's also a level of proficiency in the top tiers that we see. So,
May I say something on
oh
that?
yeah, please do.
Well, the gospel sounding the same. It all sounds the same because the people who's in the industry, who's in charge of those music genres, keep it that way. Make everybody sound the same already. So that's everybody's mentality. Nobody's going into this using this tool. They're trying to copy something that's already been done.
That's true, though.
Like I say, you got my book, you got your book. Learn how to produce AI and produce a song in the proper way. And AI is just a tool that's going to take you to another level. Own your songwriting.
That's
know
true.
what a song is. Know what a hook is. Know what a bridge is.
That's
know what
true.
a pre-chorus is.
Yeah.
And then tell a story. Because that's what a song is a story being told. And a hit song is someone, you know what I mean? People receive that.
That's
People
true.
can relate to it. People hear that song and they have a visual. It's happening to them. You're like talking through them.
That's
and that's just talent or telling a story. So, like I said, this slop crap that goes out, those are the people who are just doing one prompt and whatever, taking the first 4 choices and gives you, I got this. Yeah, of course. Those are still going to be better than you can think of on your own.
That's true. Yeah.
But like I said, you got the talent, you got the structure, you know how to do things. Like I said, it's gonna amplify you. That's
true.
And that's what I say in my book, and you do too.
Absolutely, Phoenix. Yeah, I'm sure you're seeing the chat. Sandra Joy says, if you came from the AM radio era, who listens to AM radio anymore? But yeah, if you came from that radio,
traveling.
Oh, do you? Okay. Okay,
yeah.
No Sirius FM.
Because I get to listen to certain things going through different regions.
It is nostalgic though. Even
it's like listening to top 40 in the 80s.
That's true.
But it's a mix. You might hear a country song, and you might hear a pop song.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, blue suede shoes. It's like, where did that come from?
That's true. Cassettes. So, Sound of Joy just mentioned cassettes. I'm not going to let our young viewers leave without seeing an example of, because I know some people they see nothing like cassettes. All they know is the closest they might have seen is what CD, if that. If that. A lot of the Gen Alpha people, they've probably never seen one of these. Okay, so this is a cassette. And honestly, I just very recently did a dump of all these cassettes I did a dump into MP3, and guess what? The music I'm working on now, I took a big choir to the studio in the late 90s, and I was never able to get this track out. But that's the track I'm working on now. And I was able to
Oh,
restore
right
the
on.
vocals. Yeah, I'm glad I did an a cappella of one of the songs because guess what I did? I fed it to Suno. Suno gave me its stuff. And then, you know how the signal of Suno's vocals might need a little bit of TLC. So what I did was I got the a cappella from, over 20 some years ago, put it side by side, the waveforms, matched them up, and it's sounding killer. It's
Nice.
sounding killer. Hezekiah, watch out. Hezekiah and Kirk, I'm coming for you. Okay, jokes apart, it's really refreshing to hear music from our past being amplified through the use of AI while maintaining the originality, the lyrics, and all that kind of stuff is really cool. So we've talked about the it's eating the dogs, it's eating the cats. AI is eating the dogs. I know that's what people say. They blame AI for everything. But let me go back to the chat. I saw some pretty interesting stuff in the chat I wanted to talk about. Um, Cassettes destroyed vinyl. CD destroyed cassette and streaming wiped out CDs. Yeah, that's true. Now the skeptics, they'll have a comeback to that. They'll say, well, should we push the future of our kids into oblivion by taking away what we say is good music? You see, it's up for debate. We don't know whether the future of AI music is what they want or what they need. Just like imagine people telling us you don't need a gramophone, you don't need a radio, you just need live music. Think about that. We have our friend Kira Heat oh 01. Thank you for chatting in. I can only
Hi,
say if you're
Kurt.
on the top 10 chart, you've used AI, you've used AI somewhere somehow. Several have already admitted to it. It isn't a question of if, it's a question of how much. Honestly, that's true. But you know what, Kira, what I'm concerned about is how are they,
How much would shock you?
yeah,
Really
but
will.
how are they avoiding getting whacked by Deezer's so-called AI detection system? That's what I want to know.
Because they're not part of the machine.
Mm. The machine may have its own neutralizer.
Hmm.
I'm sure that there's got to be because this stuff has been around for a long time, but no one's coming clean.
So,
And I absolutely
oh yeah.
agree with what Kira is saying here. Mystic Oral Fireside said, I'm still learning because I dictate my lyrics into AI. Then I put, there you go. Honestly,
I'm a betting man. Oh,
I use my own tools as well. So sometimes I write freehand, warts and all, and other times I use my tool. I don't begrudge anyone using my tool because what my tool does, it takes your words, your idea, and then it just makes them into verse, chorus, verse, chorus. For those who are not in the membership, the tools that we have at let me type in the tool because we have a basic tool. So we have musicspiration.com. We have prompt tools like if you're buying prompts and you haven't used this tool, I want you to use this tool before you buy another prompt. And a lot of our users they say, Phil, well, I'm looking for Latin prompts. So what I did was I created some more advanced tools in the membership section. So if you become a member of this channel, you can get into another set of tools that will allow you prompt even more crazy music. We got CCM, we got gospel, traditional gospel, all sorts of stuff. So yeah, that's what the tools are there for. The tools are there to help us. It's really more like you're a creative director. Suno is still making a lot of heavy executive decisions in the music, like, or I should say, creative decisions in the music. Like I don't know, you probably have experienced this, Phoenix. Like when you're listening to what Suno has done, and you're just shaking
yep.
your head, like, how did you know to do that? How
Right.
did you know?
That that's where I go into it in my book. Like I keep working with it, and realized that there were certain keywords that when I was talking to it, building the prompts, certain words, knowing what you say, saying what you mean and meaning what you say, and knowing what you mean to say, plays a part.
It does.
You know what I mean? One of my things when I was, because I do, write gospel stuff too, but I've made it this. I do not put the word gospel anywhere in that prompt, and I'm not going, because it's going to direct that machine to start working in a certain way. I need control of that machine, but it ain't going to control that.
That's true. And I mean, it's relative.
That's a major player. So if you keep hearing people's AI gospel, that's because that they're only prompters. They're just prompting what the other person told them to prompt, and that's it. They're not expanding on it. They're not going into detail with reason.
That's a very good point right there. Yeah.
I'm going after my sound. You know what I mean? It's like I'm white and black. It's like it's good or evil. I'm 100%. I represent Yahuwah. I represent the good.
There you go.
There's only one way to do things, and that's the best I can be at everything for my Yahuwah.
100%, man.
And that's where I take it. And it's like I'm not going to be, organized religion and all this ain't going to control me with their little words. You know what I mean? Because they want to do this. Well, we're going to do this. No, there's more than 5 music genres.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if everybody keeps playing that ticket and just prompting and not putting thought what they're doing and little research.
Right.
You know what I mean? You can, there's new things. We're creators.
That's true. Absolutely. Yeah.
And that's all in our pocket to do. So it's like I said, so everybody who gets that, understands that first is going to be ahead of the game.
Absolutely.
And a shocker, that Kira was asking, how many do you think it is? Well, I'll tell you this, and I'm a betting man in Vegas, and I really don't lose at blackjack and roulette. I say 65% of the major industries have been using AI. Think about that. There's more than one. There's more than one level than what we're just hearing on the radio. That's controlled by the majors. Who plays on the radio is controlled by the majors. I'm not. How about all the demo tapes? Because I'll tell you, almost 90%. Well, let's say about 80% of the demo tapes circulating in Nashville has been AI for the last 3 years.
That's true. Okay, let me ask you this: isn't that killing the livelihood of the session guys?
No, it's not. But especially when you're in Nashville and you got session players, if you're in a real studio and you're doing a real recording, those people, you're good, you got the talent, you're going to get the gig. All right, your top session players, it's not even a 1%. That's your A and B players in Nashville, and they're on everybody's shit. So talent's already got things wiped out. So if these A-lists and the B-list in Nashville session players, they start using this, oh my God, we got a lot of learning to do. But wait, I'm one of them. So, but like I says, I'm not going to sit back. I'm expanding. Even the way like I said, going through in the terminologies and the terms, and that's stuff I got in my second volume that's going to be in there. But
I'm looking forward to it.
Like I said, I had to relearn everything. To talk to and produce with AI. You know what I mean? Because I can't say normally what I'm going to say. It's going to make this happen. Right. And it's taken like a DJ Stealth, and you said yourself, and I said myself, dude, I might 80 different takes before I get one that's satisfactory to move on. You know what I mean? And then it could be another 50 on top of that, working off of that idea. And then saying, and it's not, I'm not waiting. No, the first thing, it's got to all go because I didn't speak clearly. I've got to rewrite. I've got to reread what I wrote. You know what I mean? And then at the same time, this is where Nashville comes in. I'm not writing a song for what I want. I'm writing it for the song, what the song wants. And before I even do that, I already got to know what direction I'm going to go and what feeling this is going to be.
That's true.
And then point. I let it take it from there. And then it could throw me in my options. Then I said, tell the AI, okay, I want these instruments right here. I want these over here. You know, and it does it like butter. But you also, like I said, you got to know how to talk to it.
That's right.
And it's not just a simple prompt.
It's
Your
not.
prompts are your basket of eggs, your prompts, and your stuff. And same with mine. They're a basket of golden eggs.
That's
But
true.
if you don't take,
That's true. Yep.
but if you don't take that egg and you learn it and you expand on it, you'll never get past it.
That's true. 100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because me and you, we got to keep out doing our bag of eggs.
That's true. Absolutely.
We got, I could sit on these first dozen, but nah, dude, I'm taking things. Each song is taking you to another level.
Yes, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I'm telling a different story, and it might be in the same music genre, or it might not.
Yep.
But it's still going to change in a whole different dynamics.
Absolutely. And that's why in the very beginning, when I started working with this, I started collecting my golden prompts. And I said, why don't you just make the community better? Share, because if I keep sitting on prompts and not sharing, then that means I'm limiting myself. I'm not going to be using the same prompts I'm using today and a year from now. Yeah.
The stuff that I used last year is already hitting the market, dude. So everybody's already hearing it.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. So yeah, you bring up some really great points, Phoenix. I'm not totally convinced that AI isn't ruining it for some people. What about devaluation of craft and artistry? Don't you think AI is devaluing the artistry of the guitarist or the session player that is in the top tier? Why not?
Not at all.
Why not?
Like I said, it's just this as a tool. It's just going to take me better to another level and present more options for that recording. Because see, you don't have to use this tool. Oh, I'm going to make a record or he's doing like this. No, if you're a session player, that means that's either a demo session that you're in, or you're recording for a single, or you're recording for a project. Any kind of any one of those properties. It's just allowed me to offer more options. That's going to make me more valuable in the studio when they want a physical guitar player.
I like this chat in that we got. 1 second. Do you see that one that just came in from Kira? It's been there a while. So what do you think about Deezer? Do you think Deezer is whack? I know your stuff is... You're not on Deezer, are you?
I've got Deezer blocked from all my distribution networks. It's like they're doing something for themselves, and it's not for anybody else. They're on my same list as Spotify for me. They can just go away forever.
That is hilarious. I've been using Deezer, but very recently I've been contemplating because of what Kira said. My issue with Deezer is welcome Beatology. Welcome. Chat into us what you've been hearing, man.
Beatology still. Thank you, still.
Because he's been tearing it up. He's been doing a lot of lives and stuff, and I know you'd be hearing stuff from the streets. Tell us what you're hearing from the streets. Stealth, tell us. So Kira says, any AI use gets marked, and any prime similar also gets marked, even if it isn't AI. They completely ignore the copyright regulations covering AI use in music. Yeah, I'm giving I've been giving them a long rope. I'm not bothered about them marking whatever I do, even though it's heavily hybrid and they mark it as AI. I really don't care. Let them go ahead. As someone once said, compare the listenership on Spotify to that on Deezer and compare that to YouTube. There are more people listening on TikTok anyway than anywhere else. So I'm not really bothered by them. But the devaluation of craft and artistry argument, that is another one that people cite. People also cite psychological and social impact. The revelation that beloved music is AI generated creates feelings of betrayal. What do you have to say about that? When someone finally realizes that, I love what Stealth put out, and he uses Suno, then they're upset. Isn't that a personal issue that they need to
Yeah,
work
it
on?
is. It is.
Stealth says Sucky producers hate AI. Long live Suno. Yeah, we absolutely need to get together with some more interviews, but definitely you should get Phoenix on your show. The one with your boss on, or your I don't know. I think you reported to him in the previous firm. That was a really good one. That definitely needs more views. That was good. Yeah. So now to keep it balanced, let's look at forces for AI, democratization and accessibility. All right, I'm gonna take off my skeptic hat because I think Phoenix has shut down all my arguments. So so I'm just gonna come clean. Democratization and accessibility, enhance creativity, overcoming creative blocks, efficiency and focus on artistry is another good one. Because now the argument, oh, I don't have the session players. What is quite liberating is now you have everything you could possibly have to create music of dreams. Are you going to do it or not? Which excuse do you have at this point for still creating, as Stealth said, sucky music? There's no excuse. Zero. I mean, they've even got it down to a science where you can use your own voice, clone your own
Yep.
voice, and use it. So there's no excuse anymore. I think people are running out of excuses, so they have to keep blaming, AI itself. But honestly, I am just amazed at what I've been able to do with AI. I never had a problem creating music. I've always been Mr. Sequence. I can sequence and program anything till the cows come home. I
Right.
prided myself in that. But why do I need to do the heavy lifting when I can work in a different way? I don't know if you experienced this, Stealth. I don't know if you were part of the resistance, but I was part of the resistance. When the DAWs came on the scene, I started resisting DAWs, and it was dumb to resist DAWs because it really slowed me down a whole lot, and I didn't know. I was like, no, I want to do all the button pushing and all the fun stuff that comes. Isn't that so dumb? You want to do all the faders. People get a buzz with those faders, and the Neve console. That's one of the greatest dopamine hits because you're the
No, it
flying
is.
faders. Doesn't it kind of make you feel powerful?
It is. It is. Having faders that move under your fingers feels good. It's one of those moments. It's one of those Star Trek Captain Kirk moments. You know
It,
what I
it,
mean?
it, it is. But again, what I started asking myself when I now scrubbed my head and drank the Kool Aid of AI is, does the listener care that you use the Neve or that you use the Soundcraft or you use the crummy Yamaha from 1970s?
Hell no.
No one cares. Yeah.
Nope, not at all.
No one cares. So I think there's this elitist mindset that some of us musicians have. I had it in the beginning when my kids showed me, hey, look at what I created with AI. And I was like, what? This with AI? And I immediately thought
Right.
of all the bad things it meant. She's not going to practice piano anymore. Well, there goes piano lessons. There goes anything in music. But I had a change. I realized I was policing her activities with AI, which I shouldn't. And I realized my folly. And I just thought, is this how are you going to let DAWs, the same way you resisted DAWs for using clunkier stuff because it made you feel good? Are you gonna continue that with AI? And I said, yeah, a dumb schmuck. What am I doing here on my hind end, looking at AI pass me by? And I woke up. I smelled the coffee, and I said, I said I'm gonna get with the program, and that's when I started the channel, and I started sharing my experiences. That one of the first videos of me creating with Suna was banging on the table. I hadn't even really started using a whole lot of the advanced tools I use, and I was quite impressed with Suno and
Yeah.
realized if you can get something by banging on a table this good, well, what about if you bring more sensible musicianship, making the right choices, being Quincy, right? Quincy Jones in the chair. You decide who
Exactly.
you want, right? You point, you
Quincy was
direct,
a good. Quincy was a great producer, man. I got to hang
wasn't
out with
it?
him.
Oh, did you? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, what a treat. What a treat. I mean, he's a bad trumpet player, when I say bad,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean really good trumpet player. Like plays a mean trumpet, but he never brought any of that to the studio trying to make the musicians play exactly, note for note. He allowed a lot of
Right.
creativity, a lot of free space, and he knew who to bring in,
Hmm.
you know. He knew who could also fix stuff like when
Yeah.
George Benson couldn't come in to play a line that had been erased. He got Lee
Yeah.
Ritenour to play on that thing. So he knew who could fix, who could play, who could stand.
Right.
And that's really what we do in Suno. We know when to bring something in. We know when to say that take is abominable. Don't know. We're not using that. Let's do it again. And then you know where
Right.
to get extra sauce, So we have loops. I have my loop pack on sale for
Yep.
people who care to use that, but I use other people's loops as well. It's just like bringing in a session player. Shout out to Kirk Whalen. Kirk has got some mean loops out there on saxophone.
Yep. Well,
You
that's
know,
what I do with my SP16 is I create samples and loops of different pieces.
that's fantastic. And Suno now allows you take those samples and make entire songs with them. And
I haven't even tried that yet.
really,
I
oh,
just noticed that. I just noticed that last night.
it's
I've been that busy. It's been crazy.
I can imagine. But I'm glad busy's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, I got another way to for you for another reason to be against AI.
Uh huh.
Well, we look at music business, the term music business. Music business is 10% music, the rest is business.
Mm.
That's it. All right, we're going to start there. So, with this business, I need to do music. Okay, that means, all right, it's business. These people would do money. They would do business for money.
Mm-hmm.
All right, hey, I can't afford a studio musician. Wait, that's not what we're talking about. This ain't even an argument here, because if you're going to be in the music business and you want to tour the world and you want to be that rock star, that means if you take that major stage, you're going to have professional players with you on stage playing that music in the background.
That's true.
Well, you ain't going to take them a crappy demo tape, but you can take them a Suno recording. That's your demo right there. Then you can take your demo. Then you go to the union. That's the AFM, American Federation of Musicians. And then the best players in the world were all members. And it's like, who wants to do this gig? You know what I mean? At a kick-ass rate. Now you got your recording made with top tier, A-list players.
That's true.
Now you own your product. Now you own your business because you own your label and you. All right. And now, okay, I just hired these guys. Now I took my demo tape from Suno. Boom. I got real people playing. Or like I said, you can bring it in like I'm doing, like on some of my tracks. I've got some of the AI players playing in with me and I'm playing with it. You know what I mean? It's, integrating.
It is.
But it doesn't matter which way you want to cut it. It's how much, you own 100% of a pie, but if nobody's buying your pie, you ain't getting shit. You know what I mean?
It's a very sobering thought. And I think that's what's going to distinguish between the top players in AI music and those who will just be, like the bedroom artist, who no one never hears.
I'm sorry, I forgot. But back to that story where I was saying about that. Instead of just hiring those musicians there, now you want to be that rock star. You want to be on stage. Now you got the real recording you can sell as your product. Now go back to the union, because these are all union gigs. The big stages I play are all union gigs. People on the street don't play these gigs. And they're high-paying gigs. You know what I mean? And then you hire your band for the tour, and then boom. It's all business.
That's
10%
true.
music, the rest is business.
That's
That's
true.
all I got to say. And with this business and this business, technology is where it's at. And the technology is already using the AI. Why aren't you? You know what I mean? Because now you got to manage. Like I said, How much money do you want to make? Are you the man with all the hats, or are you delegating the hats? Or are you giving
Mm-hmm.
all your hats away? It's what part of the game do you want to play?
True.
But it's still music business. 10% music, the rest is business.
That's right. That's right. I think
And if you ain't doing nothing, you ain't got no business.
that's true. That's true. And honestly, music business isn't for everyone. Some people are going to
Nope,
be happy
it's not.
just, yeah, they're going to be happy
Uh,
just using it
There's
as
some people
they
that
have been.
it's like maturing when they're kids. It's like that's the dream. Most people they grow out of. It's a fad. You know
True.
what I mean? There's only select few that could take it the whole 9 yards.
That's very, very true. I think you've convinced me that AI isn't ruining music. It's ruining, music for those who want it to be ruined.
Hmm.
But for those who are progressive in thought and who understand futures and dynamics and the way things are, Santa Joy put it very nicely when he said those who had issues with cassette taking away the vinyl and the CD taking away the cassette, there will always be an argument. You can't please everyone. There are going to be those who dig their feet in negatively, don't do anything with it, just moan and complain, and they'll die complaining, because they won't pivot. They'll just keep complaining. And then you have those who will pivot. You have those who are even
Right.
in the top tier with no reason at all to pivot because they're doing very well. But because they're progressive, they will pivot. I just put up a clip of Jordan Rudess, absolute beast on the keys, and he's gravitating towards AI. He doesn't need to, but it's prudent to as a musician, right? And it can only amplify when you bring your A game. So
Yep.
I think the argument should be it's fine if you don't want to use AI, but don't demonize it. It should be something of choice. If you don't want to gravitate towards it, don't. But don't spoil it for those of us who are finding value from it. I agree there has to be some regulations, there has to be some ethical restraints. But as far as just using AI for your pleasure and using it to create your own personal songs without copying, stealing from someone else,
Right.
I think we're
Well, there's
good.
no reason because of AI. There's no reason to steal from somebody else when you can learn how to talk to the machine and always create something badass if
Exactly.
you're creative.
Absolutely.
It's like, wow.
It's
I
true.
see it. You know what I mean? This could help. This in ways helps people grow. Like I said, if you're off doing good, it's good or evil. If you're
True.
off doing good things, you're gonna do good things.
That's true. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%. You're right. Yeah. There will be people who will do good with AI, and there will be
Hmm.
people who do good without AI, and there will be people who do bad
I ain't
with
got
AI.
time to worry. I ain't got time to worry about. I got to worry about me and my family
There you go.
and how to serve Yahoo with my talent.
Absolutely.
That's my mission in life.
There you go. Absolutely. So, my friends, I want to say a big thank you to those of you who chatted in while we were going at it. While I was playing the devil's advocate for AI is eating the dogs and is eating the cats.
Thank you, Phil,
Faith.
for having me on tonight, man.
Oh, thank you, Phoenix. Thank you as always. So, Beatology said, "Uh oh, his buddies banned me from their channels." Oh dear. My
Right
ADAT
on.
extracting forced. Oh, you had to use Cubase after. Okay. I resisted for as long as I could. There's this Roland gadget. It was called the VS1680. So that came a little bit, I think a little bit after ADAT. And it was meant to be an all-in-one, 8 tracks in. And I would carry that thing around proudly and use it to record. And
Right.
just probably not the best. When DAWs came on the scene, I should have pivoted, but I didn't. But I learned my lesson.
Wow.
Yeah. Hoobs Production says similar conversations were done when VSTI came out 30 years ago. That's true. Old Stack Note said way more
Yeah.
people out there making music than what's in the music business. And that's a great thing because the music business, the past, the past 25 years has been trash. Yeah, UMG, WMG, and Sony will argue with you. What are you listening to? You're very correct. I agree. There's very little. Oh, thank you, Sound of Joy. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for that. Very, very, very generous of you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So yeah, I quite agree with everything everyone has said. And then Old Stanknote says you have as much chance at violating copyright when you write something yourself as you do when you use AI. Isn't that true? Very true. I might just be.
It's tangible and copyrightable.
That's
As soon
true.
as you create something,
That's true.
it is tangible. It is copywritten, protected in the U.S.
Absolutely. Well, I want to say a big thank you to everyone who came through. Appreciate your generosity. Sound of Joy. I enjoy running into your shorts and your lives. Sometimes I'm on the lives not wanting to disrupt, so I'm just soaking it all in. And I love the way you spend time with your people teaching them. A lot of those young uns be coming on your shows, and I see how you spend time with them. Wow, Old Stag Note, appreciate you, man. Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you so much. Thank you for encouraging me to keep holding down the fort. Appreciate that. Thank you. Appreciate all of your contributions, all of your words, all of your rationalizations. I know there are a lot of people that are not for AI music and they are on the show listening, but they're not commenting. Maybe you can comment in the comments afterwards. Because what I did, I opened this. I don't think I just made it for subscribers. I said everybody can chat, because I really wanted the most aggressive of the my subscribers. I have some pretty aggressive ones. Who yeah, and it's good. It balances the ecosystem. I'm not against those who are against AI. I think it helps keep everywhere intact. Like, it helps me go back and rethink, and it just helps the community. So I am not against debating that AI is spoiling our lives. So if you have any further arguments, I want you to put the arguments in the comments, and hopefully we can have this conversation again. But thank you, Phoenix. Don't forget to put your book information in the chat.
Oh, thank you, Phil.
Thank you. We're going to drop off right now, and then it's going to take you to how can we be authentic in AI. For those who want to stay on for that, just stay on. The moment we get off, it'll take you to that next conversation of how we can be authentic. I have a 4-pronged formula that is going to be shared in the next session after this. All right. Thank you all very much. Thank you, Sound of Joy. Thank you, Old Stack Note. Thank you, Phoenix. Thank you, Mystic. Aurora. Thank you, everyone. Sound of Joy. Beatology. Thank you. Appreciate you all. Talk to you again very soon. Au revoir. Talk to you soon, Phoenix.
All right, brother.
Thank you. Appreciate you, bro. Bye for now.